I'm working on a Troy-built big red horse that will not spin the starter. Been working on it for a long time, cannot figure it out. I currently have both magnetos disconnected. I have nothing connected to the motor. That's not connected, that's not connected. This is not connected. The starter is currently not connected as well. Up here, let's plug the PTO back in for this demonstration. Have my meter set up down here to read volts to the starter. Here's my battery, which seems to be adequate. I also have the in reverse switch disconnected. So here we see, I hope we see, there's the switch on, 12.5 volts. I'm not sure what the 28.7 is. And what happens is when I go to crank it, let's just do this. Listen, you'll hear the solenoid. And we should read voltage going to the starter. 12.7 dropping down to 11.95. Stop that. I still have an indication of hours on that meter. If you can read, I think you can see it there a little bit. Turn the key off, key back on, I get my red light goes out, same situation. Now, I did replace the PTO switch, and let's just unplug it again. This time, turn the key switch on, still get my red lights. Come over here, brake on, because the brake switch still in there. Nothing. Nothing on the meter, no solenoid. So we know this has to be plugged in. But what happens if I hook the starter up, the solenoid will click one time and then all power is lost. Nothing on the gauge, nothing anywhere. And what I'll have to do is disconnect the battery, both positive and negative terminals, to get any power back on. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that as well. But might want to try something else first. And I've already replaced the starter. One thing I replaced the starter and the PTO switch. I've fixed all the nicks in the wire, pretty much anything that was wrong with the wire, and I've gone through. Cannot solve this problem of why, when I try to start it with the red cable hooked to the starter, the solenoid clicks one time and we lose power everywhere. And like I said, then you have to disconnect the battery and maybe sometimes wait. It's different. The fuse is good too, by the way. I've checked the fuse, ohmed out the switch back here. He seems good. Just can't figure this thing out. So let me see what else I can try before I make it lose power. What I'm going to try this time is I've got the old starter wired in. I've got a ground running back to the battery. And let's just see what happens here. Key switch on, lights up, same indications, 12 hours, stuff like that. I'm going to press the brake. Try to watch the starter, not that I need to, we should hear it. One click. And nothing on my hour meter again, nothing. Turn key switch off. Turn key switch back on, no red light, nothing. Power is totally gone from the system, and my engine is isolated. So the engine doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's got to be an electrical problem in the circuit. It went to this starter, did the same thing it did if I had gone to this starter. And this is a good starter. I know I changed them, but I was guessing. I guessed wrong. I needed to change it anyway because the spring was shot right there, the return spring. So that was shot anyway. So it didn't hurt anything to change it. That's the problem. Okay, not to overemphasize anything, but took that starter loose, put the jumper cables up, put my meter back on this one, got it grounded. Haven't done anything else other than that. and I'm going to turn the key switch on, and nothing on the glass, nothing, no light up. Oh, wait a minute. See, the symptoms always change like that. So now I've got power again. Turn it off. Turn it back on. I'm not getting the red light like I was. So no power showing up. Letting the key switch sit there. Maybe I'm getting loose connection. I don't know. No, I got nothing. Well, again, it keeps changing on me. There's nothing on that hourglass. I know y'all can't see that, or hour meter. You can't see it good. That was really weird. That I turned the key switch on, it didn't show anything, and then it starts showing something while it's sitting there. That makes me think there's something loose in there. But again, I ohmed it out. It's connected good. We'll wiggle some wires around here. Again, nothing on the glass. So I'm going to put the camera down. And I'm going to take the battery loose, see if I can get the power back so I can troubleshoot some more. Okay, so once again I've disconnected the battery, reconnected the battery, and I turn the switch on, and the hour meter lights up. It gives me my red light, then it gives me my voltage. I don't know what that 28 is, but there's the light, there's the voltage. I come over here, still disconnected from the starter, engage the brake, solenoid, clicks, voltage on the meter. And we can do that over and over. I have no idea why when I hook it to the starter, it's like the voltage runs straight to ground, short circuits the electrical system. There are no other overloads in this thing. There's this one extra relay right here. But let's see, I'll pull that out right there. But that's the reverse, part of the reverse system, which is also tied to here, to the switch. So I don't know what else to try. The only thing really left to replace might be the ignition switch. I can't imagine the hour meter is having anything to do with it. Of course, there's a second switch right here that has to do with, of course, using your blade in reverse. Yeah. So, any lawnmower wizards out there want to give me a heads up on what they think might be going on here? It'd be greatly appreciated. This is the schematic for my mower. And I got it off. I don't know, I can't read it. Jack's small engine. So it's legit. It's straight up how mine's wired, and even down to telling you how the switches work, or the one switch there, the ignition switch. And I've got another one where I've just used a red pencil and gone all over. So there's my solenoid going through my fuse, and it makes its way eventually up here to the PTO switch, and eventually comes back down to the solenoid again and fires it. So I don't know if that helps anybody or not. But I'll tag this on to the end of the video, and you can hit pause as you need to if you're willing to try to figure it out. Appreciate any help I get, and I'm looking for Captain Obvious, because I'm missing him.